Hello and welcome to our program Where God Weeps, a program where we speak about the situation of the suffering and persecuted church around the world. Catholics in India number about 20 million, or about 2% of the total population. Although a very small minority, Catholics punch above their weight in terms of the social services that they provide to this country. For example, Catholics run about 35% of all handicapped centers. Catholics run about 25% of all orphanages and about 20% of all the schools. To tell us more about the service of the Catholic Church to India, it's my great privilege to welcome His Excellency Bishop Salvadore Lobo, the Bishop of the Baruipur diocese in India. Your Excellency, thank you for being here today with us on our program.
Thank you, Mark, for inviting me for this program.
Your Excellency, just to give us a picture, you're the Bishop of the Baruipur diocese in India. What are we talking about when we're talking about the Baruipur diocese?
I'm Bishop of Baruipur diocese for the last 20 years. Baruipur diocese is in the northern part of India, in the vicinity of Calcutta. As a matter of fact, I have a section of Calcutta metropolitan city within my diocese. I have the delta of Ganges within my diocese, and the World Heritage Site of the UNESCO, Sundarbans, in my diocese.
So it's a mix of,
yes.
city and rural culture.
Yeah, but mostly it is rural.
How do you reach to your faithful?
My diocese, though it is close to the city, major part of it are villages. I have 52 islands in the diocese.
52 islands?
Yes.
So you're traveling on boats?
Yes, I have been traveling in the boats. Even now I continue traveling in the boats, and preaching of the gospel also we do it by going through the boats. Today it is less, bridges have come in, roads have been made, yet the life is still very simple.
Very simple.
Many places there is no communication, like telephones, and buses are not there.
So no
train it's less train services there.
So no internet, it's very rural.
Yes, it is very rural for many people. Internet is not existing.
What is the population like? Are they agriculturalists?
Population are mostly agricultural people, and there are people who go to the metropolitan city of Calcutta and do the selling on the streets.
Of their products.
Whom you call hawkers.
Yes.
They buy things and sell them in the buses and trains and on the roadside.
So very poor population.
Population is poor. It is known that the population is very poor in the diocese.
Are these, Your Excellency, in India generally the Catholic faith is growing very quickly. I believe now about 20 million, but the faith is growing. To what do you attribute the growth of the faith today?
Catholic faith is growing in two special areas, not everywhere. It is growing among the plains tribals of India. We have in North India a group called Tribals of the Plains. They live in Jharkhand, Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Odisha, a little part of Bihar and West Bengal. They were animists. For them, when gospel is presented, that is a liberation for them. They are happy to receive, and at the same time they see the Catholic Church's organization very systematic. People all are accepted, etc. And also the communitarian worship is there, which tribal community always accepts.
You said there was two things.
Yeah.
So one is the tribal area?
Other one is also tribal, Mongoloid tribes.
Where would they be?
Yeah. Now, in northeastern area, we have 7 states where Mongoloid groups are there. One state is next to West Bengal, Sikkim. They are Mongoloids, and the diocese of Darjeeling has Nepalese who are also Mongoloids.
So these would be tribes below China and above Myanmar.
Yes, and these people accept Christianity very well. If you know it very well, that place like Meghalaya has 85% of Christians. Place like Nagaland, 95% Christians. Places like Mizoram, 95% Christians. And therefore, you have many of these states, 8 states having majority of Christians. They have accepted Christ well, and they want to keep up themselves as Christians. They are happy and proud to be Christians. There the Christianity is accepted very quickly and well. And among the others, the group that accepted Christianity is Dalits. In India we have 3 states where Dalits are very strong. Tamil Nadu, we have in Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, then certain parts of Karnataka. Come to the north, we have Bihar, and certain areas of that type, we have Dalits. And they have accepted Christianity, and they are happy to be Christians just because Hindu culture some or other had excluded them from the normal life of the people.
Just to clarify, the Dalit is outside, they are the so-called untouchables, that is outside of the Hindu caste system.
Yes.
And so, and I suppose have been introduced through education to the faith, through the Catholic schools, no?
Yes. Now, as we are talking of the caste system, India has very strong caste system in certain areas. And within this caste system, there is another group, so-called Dalits, who were below the caste system. And therefore, they had no place in the society. They were outcasts. And Mahatma Gandhi called them Harijans, people of God.
People of God.
Yeah. And with that, church has respected them and also accepted them. And many of them, just because they are accepted, they are told they are children of God, and they were happy. Now, education, of course, was offered to them. They have come to the education system, health system. With that, they are happy. Not just they get something out of Catholic Church, but they are elevated in their position.
And their dignity.
That is, dignity. And that is very beautifully accepted. You know, Indian constitution is one of the best constitutions, which also gives dignity to all people. Unfortunately, in English we have a little saying, between the cup and the lip there is a slip. And in practice that is not kept up. And Dalits found place in Catholic Church, and they are happy. That is the reason they become Catholics.
Your Excellency, the Church is widely spread, and one of the tools, if you will, if it's the correct word, is the catechists. The fact that there are priests, but not enough priests, nor enough sisters, to reach out with the gospel and the sacraments to all of these communities in such a vast country.
Yeah.
Which meant, and has meant, that the Church has come to rely on the catechist.
Yes.
Can you tell us a little bit about the role and the importance of catechists in India?
Catechists in India, the role depends on different regions. You know, India is very, very vast. In the northern area, where church is very, very small minority, sometimes parishes may be spread about 200, 300 kilometers. There, priests cannot go easily. And catechists have been doing the major part of the initial catechization and introduction of the gospel and Jesus Christ. That is a very great role that they play today in the church. And in my diocese, mine is a small diocese. Though there are 52 islands, priests, now we have say 80 priests for this small this one, and they are able to move about. Still, I have also catechists who are very, very helpful, and they do the initial work of the apostles, what apostles did during the time of Jesus, going and preparing the people to receive Jesus. The same way, these catechists do the work of teaching the people initial stages, bring them to Christ, and then priest comes at the later stage. But today, the role of the catechist is becoming a little less. For this reason, catechist salaries are, unless you pay them a family wage, you cannot, they expect them to work for you, because their family has to be sustained. And Catholic Church in India has failed in that.
Your Excellency, we're going to take a break, and we're going to watch now a short film on Leo the Catechist.
मेरा नाम लेओ तिर्की है। मैं 15 साल का काम प्रचारक में कर रहा हूँ। बसवार में 9 साल प्रचारक का कार्य किया, और अभी बिनिया में 6 साल प्रचारक का काम कर रहा हूँ। मैं शादीशुदा हूँ। मेरा पत्नी का नाम कांता तिर्की है। मेरे 3 बच्चे हैं, तीनों लड़के हैं। बड़ा वाला अंबिकापुर में पढ़ रहा है, और मझिला रघुनाथपुर में, छोटा बिनिया में पढ़ रहा है। मैं प्रचारक इसीलिए बना कि मैं लोगों की सेवा कर सकूं। मैं प्रचारक का कार्य करने के लिए 3 जगह जाता हूँ। घटोन का दूरी 5 किलोमीटर, इधर बसवार 15, इधर आरगोटी 8 किलोमीटर। मैं ये थैली पकड़ता हूँ, तो जब गांव जाता हूँ तो ही बाइबल, रोजरी और भक्ति भजन, साथ में कपड़ा 1-2 पकड़े रहता हूँ। मेरे आने जाते समय कभी कभी पंचर, तो कभी कोई साइकिल कभी कभी धोखा देती है, तो मैं पैदल पहुंच जाता हूं। इस कार्य को करने के लिए मेरे पहले से खुशी थी, और अभी भी बहुत खुशी लगती है। कहीं भी गांव जाता हूँ तो लोग जहाँ जाता हूँ वहाँ तो अभी तक मेरे नज़र में खुश ही दिखते हैं। इसमें अपनी कार्य में वही पाप स्वीकार करने के लिए सिखाता हूँ और परम प्रसाद लेने के लिए और संस्कार लेने के लिए लोगों को प्रेरित करता हूँ। फादर या गांव जाने से पहले मैं उनको प्रार्थना गाना या वहाँ की तैयारी करवाता हूँ और कभी कभी मैं वही गांव में वो प्रार्थना करवाता हूँ। या ईश्वर तक वो पहुँचने के लिए अपना मन को बदल सके, तो यही इच्छा के चलते मैं लोगों से जुड़ा हुआ हूँ कि लोगों को कुछ के बीच में कुछ काम कर सकूँ। मेरा नाम लेओस तिर्की है। मैं एक प्रचारक हूँ।
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to our program Where God Weeps, and it's my great privilege to be speaking with Bishop Salvadore Lobo, the Bishop of the Baruipur diocese in India. And we've been speaking about the growth and the work of the Catholic Church in this vast country. Your Excellency, thank you again for being with us on our program.
Welcome, Mark.
Your Excellency, I want to quote here the Indian Catechetical Association, which identified a number of challenges facing Indian society, including the loss of the sacrament of marriage and family, the erosion of Christian values, tendencies to consumerism and relativism, and ignorance and negligence of faith matters. It's a long list
Yes, I see.
that the Catechetical Association put together. And my question to you is, are these influences coming from outside the culture? Globalization bringing this new movement within India, or is this something where India itself is becoming more secular and therefore less attentive to these questions of marriage and family and faith?
As a matter of fact, it is a mixture of two things. First, influence of globalization in India is very great. India is one of the technological, especially IT sector. India is very great, and today so-called this mobile phone can work like a computer for you and give you everything. With that, people know what is happening in any corner of the world and what is truth, what is not truth, as it is presented to them. That has a great effect on the mass of India. Second, India itself is growing. Education has taken this. Older beliefs that people had have been somehow or other collapsing. Shaken, and the new things are coming up. Even the faith is shaken. Now, as the Catechetical Association talks of the values of marriage, in India, marriage is still held a sacrament and sacred. Among the Hindus also, that is held as very sacred. Comparatively, divorces are less, but there are many. Values again are different today with the new value systems. But one thing is very sure, as Mahatma Gandhi said, any religion which does not keep up to the sacred values of their ancient religion, that cannot survive long. Hence, people are aware for first value system in the society is very essential. Maybe sometimes it is distorted, but then we need to educate people and make them aware that the world has a definite moral system and we need to adhere to that. Due to the globalization or new education, new convictions of the people, certain things sometimes are taken off. But that, I believe, is temporal. Each time there is a almost like the sea, no? You have waves, high tide and low tide.
Yes.
And church also faces these, and this is today we are having a high tide in IT technology, and we have this side church at a lower ebb. And I am very convinced this there will be a shift when people come to the consciousness that value system is very important system in the world, in the society, and very especially among the people. And therefore, moral values have to be inculcated in the people, taught to them, and also given to them through the religion itself.
Your Excellency, also in your diocese, education is a very important outreach, a way of helping the society, and many of the educational facilities are provided by the Catholic Church. Can you tell us a little bit about how the Catholic Church does the work of education and how this is received by the Hindu? Because at the end of the day, the majority of those who benefit from the Catholic education would be the Hindu population.
Yes. In my diocese, initially, we had not gone in for English medium schools where only non-Christians come in. We kept up in the local medium, smaller schools, totally free to the people. We had many Catholics coming into that, also Hindus and Muslims. Of late, religious congregations have come up with the English medium school where there is a big rush of the Hindus and Muslims to come up. And it is true, Catholic religion is appreciated very well in West Bengal and in my diocese. And it has a great influence on the people, especially of the values of the respect for religion. As initially I said, Bengal had a renaissance of culture where somehow or other these religious leaders taught the people that all religions are the same. There are so many roads to heaven as there are religious leaders, and therefore do not fight amongst yourself. With that, religion, education in the society is accepted well, and Catholic Church is also respected because of the education and also health sector, which takes care of the poor and needy, and that is also a great value for the people itself, and they respect that very well.
I would also suggest that also particularly for the young women, for the girls, because perhaps not in the Muslim culture, I don't know about the Hindu culture, but the education of young women is generally something, education is reserved more for the boys, and this is something within the Catholic schools that the Catholic Church says no, it's for both boys and girls. And my question to you is, what would be the future of these young Hindu girls or Muslim girls were it not for the education that was offered by the Catholic Church?
In my diocese and in the neighboring diocese, Calcutta, girls and boys are treated equally. And they get jobs, they get also better offer in the marriage for the girls. And that is a thing that they look forward. And many women and girls are employed both by the government and by private sector. And therefore, girls are not left behind like many other areas in the diocese. Our diocese has a touch of English. It was a capital of East India Company and capital of British in India initially. And therefore that has a big value for the respect for the girls, uplift of the girls, and therefore education among the girls in my area is very high.
Your Excellency, the Church only being less than 2% of the population and yet doing such an extraordinary work in all areas, in healthcare, in social services, in education. What is it that we, the Universal Church, can do to help?
Church needs to grow. Sometimes it needs a little external help. because it cannot stand by itself, especially in a place like mine and some other dioceses in West Bengal. And that is one of the reasons why we had been appealing for certain types of apostolates. And Church in Need for last 20 years has been very great in supporting the church, very especially in my diocese. Almost every new chapel or church that we have put in, the Church in Need has come in partially to help us. For 30 years in our diocese, we didn't have cathedral. Our diocese is 40 years old. 10 years back, I wanted to put up a cathedral. And Church in Need was one of the first to come and say, you go ahead, we are there behind you. With that, many others, especially local people, also came in to support. And this type of work continues.
And this is the need of the church.
Need of the church, very much. Yes, some material help sometimes when they cannot support by themselves. And the Aid to Church in Need has been doing that very beautifully in my diocese, and also doing that all over India as far as I know. I thank you very much for that work. May God bless you and keep you in your generosity. Let us be united in prayer and in Jesus Christ and in the Eucharist that we celebrate every day.
Thank you, Your Excellency.
Welcome.
And thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for having been with us today in our program, Where God Weeps. And if you'd like to know more about the work of His Excellency Bishop Salvadore Lobo and the activity of the Catholic Church in the Diocese of Baruipur and in India, I would encourage you to look at the contact information at the end of this program. And we look forward to seeing you next week. Take care.